is making their way out today. So for Darebin, Shannon Egan and Casey Lennox, it is their 50th game for the Western Bulldogs. Marley McLeod playing in their 50th as well. So a few milestones out there this afternoon, and hopefully we get a good contest between both teams as well. So just about all ready to get underway. A good crowd has turned up as well. Like I said, this game originally scheduled for Preston City Oval, a late change to Whitten Oval, which is in absolutely immaculate condition. Hopefully the rain stays away for us as well out here in the grandstand, although we do have somewhat of a roof above us. A little bit of scuff, never hurt anyone.
Looks pretty solid to me.
It's probably more stable than the one out at Wheelie. So, ready to go in the middle. Western Bulldogs and Darebin. A quick hit out, came out there to Dado. Couldn't take possession, and Western Bulldogs looking to go forward. Livingston was there. They move it to half forward. And Western Bulldogs have got some numbers around this ball. There's a free kick for a hold. It's going to go the way of Darebin, and it'll find Spiteri on the half-forward flank. Looking to pop it inside 50, but has put it straight down the throat of Fowler, who was just loose in their defensive 50. Has a teammate on. Ashiak on the half-back flank. Try and just move this one down the line. Taylor goes out very wide. And on the Dougie Hawkins wing at Whitten Oval. That ball partially ball it up right on the paint of 50.
Great to see Erica Fowler just taking that nice intercept mark. She obviously has a lot of AFLW experience and new to the Dogs this year.
Hit out, spills into the path of Bunker, the skipper, who pops it inside forward 50, and a good mark is taken. Spiteri looking too confident from about 40, so we'll just pop it into the hot spot, and there was Fowler with the fist. Spiteri at ground level with Hashongwa Gibb, and we'll ball it up about 25 out from the Darebin goal.
Yeah, I think Spiteri's new to the club, and I've heard she's a bit of a sneaky goal kicker, so I'm looking forward to watching her today.
She's gotten involved early. Fowler does the ruck work and the roving. Gave a little handball off there to Ashiak, who cleared it out of the defensive 50. Down the line goes Sandrell. Back out on the wing. Haven't been able to get it past the halfway mark at the moment, the Bulldogs. Darebin doing well. They get the turnover once again. Little hand in the back, but able to get away with it there with Sansonetti, the skipper for the Dogs. They get the ball inside the middle of the ground, and a big climb and a big mark taken there by Egan. So the 50 gamer pops it to centre half forward. Was looking for a teammate there in Dupaquette. Gave away the free kick at centre half forward. Going to bring it out. Broadcast side here is Wrigley. Finds a teammate in McLeod on the half-back flank, can chip it over the top. And Lear can get it. Go. Got a teammate on very short. Goes in that direction to Bishop. Coming across, getting the spoil for Darebin was Myers.
The Bulldogs look really set up well behind the ball at the moment. I think they're moving the ball quite nicely, able to take some intercept marks, and it's just finding that next bit connecting with the forward line.
It's the deepest they've had it in the early going of this game. Boundary throw-in. Fowler. And Darebin get the quick kick forward. Mark almost taken. It was dropped in the end by Southgate. Western Bulldogs once again have got numbers. Picked up by Ashiak on the half-back flank. Spiteri with a strong tackle. Went without it on that occasion was Bishop. Darebin's got some good pressure on their half-forward flank. They're trying to get the stoppage. The Western Bulldogs probably want to lock it in as well, and that's exactly what will happen left half forward. So almost 4 minutes gone in the opening term. Neither team yet to score. Fowler goes up against Egan in the ruck, and they'll probably do it all over again in that same spot. It's like it's one-on-ones across the entire ground at the moment. Egan, won it down. Ball goes inside forward 50. Bit of a chaos kick. Sometimes that can work, but the Bulldogs get the little soccer off the ground inside the middle of Whitten Oval. Just broke the tackle beautifully there. Did Ryan. Pops it inside forward 50. But once again, Fowler set up well. Has to get round Egan. Went left, right, back to the right. Went inboard. Dangerous kick as well because the Falcons, they've set up nicely. Comes back here to Ryan. Pops it inside forward 50. Couldn't find the target, and the Bulldogs through Tab can get the relieving kick. Coming up to meter. Oh, going back with the flight beautifully there was Ryan and took the mark. Did not take her eyes off it.
Yeah, love Ryan's work so far. Really aggressive off the half-back flank, and that was a really brave mark going back with the flight.
Brave mark, dangerous kick, turned over. Looking one way, then the other. Ball spills out here. Now to Jesser. Can go inside forward 50. Find a target in McLeod who sets sail from about 40. Does it get the kind bounce? It does. And the Dogs are on the board first. A beautiful running shot on goal by Marley McLeod in her 50th. And 5 minutes in, the Western Bulldogs 1 straight 6. Darebin yet to score.
Just love the way the Bulldogs really drew the Oppo defender then really nicely. I think getting some nice overlap, lots of space ahead of the footy. Nice and patient. They've been really solid, I think, in across the half-back flank. So just being able to find that space out the back. Great goal.
They got the turnover on that centre wing position, and then they had forward runners able to score first. You mentioned it, Nicola. Sorry, the work of Fowler as well. Getting back in the hole inside her defensive 50. She's done it a couple of times. Now she's in the ruck again. Up against Egan. It'll be a good battle. Fowler doing the roving once again. She just tapped it forward. Couldn't find a teammate, but the Western Bulldogs managed to just move it forward of the centre circles. At the bottom of the pack there was Taylor, and the umpire will ball it up. Fowler and Egan again. It'll be a block or a shepherd. It'll go the way of Egan. Fowler just kept her out of it and then wasn't able to get a hand on it. So Egan on the half-back line. He's going to pull off a 45 pretty much into the middle of Whitten Oval, and the Dogs have got numbers. Asiak been busy early. Pops it to the half-forward flank. Back with the flight. Couldn't take the mark was Myers, and now has to track it back across her defensive 50. Got round the tackle nicely as well. Just popped it short into the path here of Bunker, who couldn't take the mark, but had to lay the tackle and was able to escort Asiak across the line. We'll have a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, probably just a slightly risky kick from Egan there to Asiak, and she's had a really, really strong start to the year. She's such a reliable ball winner under pressure there.
So boundary throw-in on the half-forward line for the Western Bulldogs. Fowler, Egan at front position. Was looking for a teammate in Langan, who has to go and lay the tackle in the end. Or she may actually be at the very bottom of this pack. And down there with Taylor, we'll have another ball up. Broadcast side, 7.5 gone. Egan won that one down convincingly to no advantage. Bounced back to Fowler, who just couldn't pick it up. Sucked it off the ground. Did well there, did Langham. Just got boot on ball, popped it onto centre wing. Stevens suckers it off the ground. Ball bounces around. The Bulldogs, once again, their defensive effort's been great. Able to step through a couple there was Wrigley. Handball over the top, came off Klingbeil, and there's a whistle. A free kick might be coming back right on centre wing. Millie Klingbeil, she might be getting a loose target coming onto the ground as we speak. It'll be Barker who's on. Decides to bypass her and head to the forward flank. Fisted away. A little bit of soccer and a couple of teammates take each other out, which leaves way for the Falcons through Bunker. Goes forward, but a strong mark taken by Sansonetti.
Great kick into the middle of the ground. I really love how aggressive both teams are actually being, just taking the game on and trying to hit the middle and open up the game.
Taylor finds Klingbeil, gives it off to the running Fowler, who pops it inside forward 50, looking for a target, getting back. Couldn't take the mark was Ryan. She was then tackled off the ball, and she was trying to get a kick away. Western Bulldogs forwards working hard, trying to find a loose. A little handball comes out. Ryan will be the first one there. She allows her opponent to gather and then lays the tackle, and the umpire will ball it up inside 50 for the Dogs.
Loving the work of Bunker as well, leading the way for Darebin at the moment. She just seems to be everywhere and whenever the ball hits the ground.
Hibbert takes the ruck work and then just tapped it to her opposing ruck. A little kick out into the goal square. Danger time here for the Falcons. Ryan gathers, dished the handball out, gave it straight to Taylor. From point blank, hit the post. Opportunity there for Freya Taylor. didn't have a lot of time between getting the ball and getting it on her boot and slammed it into the left goalpost. Falcons looking for Ryan. Ill-directed kick. Came out here to Barker, gives the handball off, and now from the angle goes Jessa and kicks it. The turnover, the pressure inside forward 50, and Jessa finishes from the right forward pocket, and the Dogs looking good. They move to 2-1-13. The Falcons yet to score, just under 10 gone in the first.
Yeah, really slick hands around the ground from the Bulldogs. To me, they just look a little bit more composed at the moment when the ball is in a contested situation compared to Darebin so far. And I think it just means that they're able to find that outnumber and work it through the ground a little bit more effectively. And that was a great shot from a tough angle. You
have a look at last week. The Western Bulldogs kicked 2 points for the entire game. They've already got 2 goals in the opening 2 goals of this game. So already a much improved from a week ago.
Possibly gave them a bit of a rev up, I reckon.
I think so. So we're back in the middle. Knocked down by Hibbard for the Falcons. Gets the handball back and then a little one over the top. They'll go forward here, although a great smother there. Western Bulldogs pressure really has turned up today. Lear has a player out wide all by herself. Can run, can pop it over the top here. McLeod has a teammate on, sets an opportunity here for Neckrep, sets sail and misses to the left.
I would have loved to just see her take a few extra steps before kicking that one. She was absolutely out, but I think probably felt a little bit of pressure from the Darebin player just chasing her down.
A couple of opportunities for the Western Bulldogs that could easily have been 4 straight as well. So, Kochia for the Falcons. They're going to take it out side of the ground. A 2-on-1 in favour of the Western Bulldogs. Hibbert happy to see it across the line. We'll have a boundary throw-in. Left half forward for the Dogs. Once again, Fowler and Egan.
Yeah, great story for Egan. 50 VFLW games today and played juniors at Darebin and I think has won a few flags with them as well. So has dominated in the ruck so far this year.
Spiteri wrapped up. We'll have a ball up. So Egan coming off 25 hitouts last week as well. So can compete in the ruck really well. Fowler coming off the 8. So we'll see how that battle turns out today. Egan seems to maybe have the craft and maybe a little bit more experience. Western Bulldogs mids might be just looking to read it off her hands as they've just done now, and a little handball was missed. Stevens sends it forward to no real target. The first one back for the Western Bulldogs will be Sansonetti, who's patrolled that half-back line in this opening term. And the ball makes its way across the line. Are we happy to see it over? We'll have a boundary throw-in, this time right half forward for the Falcons.
Yeah, Sansonetti's a really experienced defender and an experienced, or senior voice, I should say, back there. I think 39 AFLW games across Richmond and Collingwood, so brings a lot of experience.
Egan gets front position. We'll call that one a draw. Trying to break the tackle there was Lear. Turned over. Ball trickles to the point of 50. Dupaquet couldn't gather it. Now she's in a little bit of tussle. Went back, got it, fended off. Somehow gave the ball to her teammate there. I'm not sure it was legal, but Stevens wrapped up. We'll have a ball up inside 50 for the Falcons.
Important stoppage here for the Falcons. They'd love to keep it in and just lock the ball inside their forward 50, try and get a goal-scoring opportunity.
Spiteri had time, didn't get a handball away. Umpire gave her the benefit of the doubt, and we'll have another ball up about 51 metres out from the Falcons' goal. There's a blood rule. Fowler's going to come off.
Yeah, like we were saying, Fowler probably not quite as dominant in the ruck craft compared to Egan, but I've really loved her work rate to get back and help out the back line, and I think it's certainly helped them get that outnumber and be able to work the ball forward.
Havich has sprinted from half forward to take the ruck now for the Western Bulldogs on the half back line, up against Egan, who won it down convincingly, but again, Sansonetti, Ashak, I should say, for the Western Bulldogs. She read it best. Spitiri's in there. She's wrapped up. We'll have another stoppage. Egan won it down quite convincingly to Vincent. The Western Bulldogs defenders, they're giving the Falcons absolutely nothing Spiteri got a little handball out. That should be a free kick and a hold. It'll go the way of Vincent on the half-forward line. So an opportunity now for Darebin. In fact, it's going to come back to Spiteri, who was held after she disposed of it. Pops it inside forward 50, but there's no one home, and the easy mark taken by Sansonetti.
Yeah, I would have loved to see them just try and take the ball off the line a little bit more there and try and get the ball a little bit more deep because, as we can see...
Absolute beautiful rundown tackle. The Falcons, it's what they wanted, needed, something to just lift them a little bit. DiMatteo, she came from absolutely nowhere. The mark almost taken by Hishongwa Gibb. Ball about 30 out from the Falcons' goal. Western Bulldogs get back in numbers. Picked up here by Stevens. She's wrapped up. And we'll have a ball up inside forward 50.
What a great rundown tackle. I think Darebin really needed that one.
DiMatteo, who's back in the side this week. Didn't play last week, so Hishongwa Gibb grabbed it out of the ruck, snapped on the right and misses to the left-hand side.
Well, good to see Darebin just locking that ball in their forward half for a few minutes here, and shame to miss that one, but starting to put a little bit more pressure on the Bulldogs' defence.
I've had a little bit more time than she thought. O'Donnell runs her full measure and then gets it out of her defensive 50. Absolutely perfect, that kick. Found Wrigley, who was running back with the flight just outside defensive 50. Pops it up the line. Going back with the flight and spoiling it there was Kadonga, and handball spills out. No, umpire says free kick going to go the way, or is advantage paid? Advantage has been paid, so the Western Bulldogs can go inside forward 50 from about 40. Set sail, no mark taken. A couple of numbers here. Oh, the Falcons have done really well. Kept it in play, did Ryan. Just grabbed it with the one hand and goes out really wide looking for Hibbard. That's out of bounds on the full. And coming back with the Western Bulldogs looking to go inside forward 50. Wrigley will take it.
Spent a bit of time with Wrigley in Sydney playing AFL with her up there, so good to see her having a good start with the Dogs.
Inside forward 50, strong mark by Lennox. No Goss for us.
No Goss. Always such a hard worker, Wrigley. Really enjoyed my time working with her in Sydney and spent a bit of time as a Giants train-on. So she's got lots of experience and she's always worked really hard. So great to see her having a good run.
She's had a good morning so far. Western Bulldogs turn it over again on their half-forward line. Davies goes inboard. Dangerous kick. They've tried that a couple of times. The Falcons, Hishongwa Gibb was in there. Couldn't gather it. We'll have a ball up just forward of the centre circles for the Dogs.
Yeah, like we said, I think the Dogs have been trying to really take the game on and move the footy through the corridor. But if Darebin can continue to put pressure on and read the cues like that, they're going to create some opportunities. Fowler
for the third time today got the hit out and the clearance. A little kick comes in here to Bishop, who can pop it inside forward 50, and an absolutely beautiful lead by Sandrell. Takes it on the chest. Had the leading lane. Doesn't look confident on distance. Might just pop it about 20 out. Couldn't quite find the target at ground level. There's plenty of Dogs players there. There's also a lot of Falcons. Picked up here by Kokochia and wrapped up, ball up at the top of the goal square. 18 gone in the first. Dogs have a 13-point lead. Egan won it down. Found the target on this occasion. Spiteri outside defensive 50. Fowler with the fist. Ball spills out. Came out now to Barker, who pops it inside forward 50. Players around. The handball all the way out. Couldn't find a target there in Klingbeil. Falcons again have to mop up. Mifsud gave a handball off and then spoiled. Taylor fisted it towards the line and then took her opponent out, and we'll have a boundary thrown about 55 out. No, they're going to pay the lasso. Must have come off a hand or a boot. Free kick will go the way of Southgate for the Falcons. Up the line, Fowler just ran under it a little bit. Ashiak read it best at ground level. The Falcons can go forward. They've got no one there though. They've all pushed up the ground. Hishongwa Gibb handballed it into the middle of the ground, which can be dangerous. Gets it back, just looking for someone. There was no one around. Kochia goes backwards, finds a teammate in Kotagoda. She pops it to half forward. It is all the Western Bulldogs. Fowler dropped this one. She taken 2 or 3 on that half back line, dropped this one on this occasion. Umpire's hovering. Holding the ball, dragged it in. Free kick would go the Western Bulldogs. It would go the way of Fowler.
Yeah, I think Darebin was able to get back and fill the leading lanes against the Dogs really well, but it just meant that when they did get the footy, they had no one ahead of the ball.
Sansonetti goes out wide to Livingston to the half-forward line. No one there, and Egan takes the intercept mark. So the 2 rucks. Fowler sitting at centre-half back. Egan, same position. Goes out wide, looking for Hishongwa Gibb. Got over the top of her head, about to get run down. Should be holding the ball. Great tackle by Davies on the half-back line. Couple of run-down tackles we've seen this morning. And it is quarter time. Good quarter if you're a Western Bulldogs fan. They lead 2-14. The Falcons 1 behind. Nicola, what did you make of the first term?
Yeah, I think the Dogs have just sort of managed to get on top around the contest. Every time the ball is in a contest, they're working through it really nicely with hands, and they're able to continue to get those 1v nuns over the top to score as well. So probably just a little bit more composed under pressure. I think Darebin's starting to pick the ball off when they do go into the middle of the ground, but yeah, just need to be able to get forward and have nice representation up the front as well.
Quarter time, Western Bulldogs 2-2-14. The Falcons 1 behind. Second turn coming up after this break.
Yeah, perfect. Literally just any time there's stoppages or you can just jump in.
Excuse me? Are you a coach? I don't think so.
Man. Go in there. on there. The three was. Yeah, that's right. Situation.
Welcome back to VFLW coverage here at Whitten Oval, afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app. Quarter time, Western Bulldogs 2-2-14, Darebin Falcons 1 behind. Good opening term there for the Western Bulldogs alongside Nicola Barr here this morning, and the Dogs looked dangerous when they went inside 50 in that first term.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and I think on the opposite scale, Darebin sort of don't have a lot of forward representation at the moment, so probably need to make sure they're equalising when the Dogs get back so well.
Egan won it down, but once again, Dogs, they've got numbers on that half back line. A little handball came out from Lear just into space. She might get the 1-2. Ball comes to Livingston, who pops it inside forward 50. Deep inside the 50, doing well there. Sold a little bit of hand candy, did Myers. Goes across goal, dangerous. Thumped away by Barker. Inside that forward 50, still strong tackle by Ryan. Umpire says holding the ball, free kick against Dodd. We've seen 3 or 4 rundown tackles so far. Long ball, Fowler will get back. Could have almost marked it, went the fist. Ball stays in play. Picked up nicely here by Barker, misses the target. They'll have a boundary thrown at 48 out from the Dogs' goal.
Hands on the head. You always know as a player when you've just not quite nailed that kick. She had an opportunity, but she'll know she needs to get that a little bit more towards the goal square.
So forward 50 stoppage here for the Western Bulldogs. Fowler and Egan once again. Fowler with 7 disposals. And a good opening term in the ruck. Mifsud goes back by hand. They want to bring a broadcast side to the Falcons. Egan should get back and take the mark on defensive 50. Does. Looks up the field. There's not a whole lot on offer. Couldn't find a target. Sansonetti just stood in the gap and landed in her hands. Gave the handball off. It was slightly behind her teammate there in Crook. Ball spills out. DiMatteo, handball off, and there's another one. Dodd lays a strong tackle at centre half forward.
On the captain as well. That's really great reading the cues there from the Dogs.
Dodd then pops it to a 3-on-1 in favour of Darebin, and a strong mark in front by Ryan, who's done well down back so far.
She's got a player out to the left there if she wants to take it to the open side.
It's where she's going, and she got the leg on it. No, back with the flight. Strong mark taken on this occasion by Bishop. A little bit of kick to kick at the moment between these two. Looking for Dodd at centre half forward, went over the top of her head. And Kotagoda has it now. So Kotagoda partially smothered. Might work out okay though. Falcons once again have got nothing forward. They've all pushed back. So the long ball goes to centre half forward. Sansonetti, first one back there for the Western Bulldogs. Goes into the middle of the ground. Couldn't find a target. Got round one. On that occasion was Davies. Looking for Fowler. Found her. Picked it up off the shoelaces and then run around. Pops it inside forward 50. No mark taken. Tap down. Dodd gathers, wants to take him on, couldn't get the handball away, she's gone again. Free kick, strong tackle. This time it was Langham that ran her down.
Great pressure from Darebin, really good to see them bring that right from the start of this second quarter after a tough start to the game.
Mifsud slides in, takes the mark at centre half back. She went to go outer side, now going to bring it near side and landed in the lap of DiMatteo on centre wing. Might need to just wait a moment for some teammates to get into position. Sansonetti was always going to mark that one, and she's patrolling that half-back line at the moment. The experience, the strength, and the class as well. Just pops it to centre wing, finds a target in Chesser. It's goal in that opening term. Pulls off the 45, perfect.
Great
Tad.
kick.
She's going to go into the middle. This is dangerous because it's going to become a 2-on-1 very quickly. Down at ground level was Bishop. She had it stolen away. And a mark taken. by Southgate. Inside the centre square, but there are 3 dogs just inside their defensive 50. Has nothing to kick to at the moment. Could come out wide if she wants to Kotagoda, but wants to go more direct and kicked it into the mark. Ball bounces inside forward 50. Falcons trying to get a stoppage. Down here is Spiteri. Socketed a little one out, pushed in the back, might have been tab. Umpire called play on. And Demateo wrapped up. Ball up, about 45 out from the Falcons' goal.
The difference, I think, between the two teams at the moment is the Dogs are able to get the ball off the line, change lanes, and it means that they're able to get out the back, whereas Darebin probably playing very straight down the line, and when the Dogs have so many back, tough to score.
Bunker on her left, but only as far as Sansonetti. She goes across goal. Mark taken by Livingston. Inside defensive 50. In the back pocket. Nice kick, finds Bishop. Handballed it off. Need to be careful. Had to get rid of it and did so. And now McLeod goes along down the line. No one there. It's all the Falcons who have set up well across half-back now. Kochia sends one up the chimney. Mifsud will set herself. It's fisted away out the back. Darebin did have some numbers. Bunker went without it or allowed her teammate to gather it and wrapped up. We'll have a ball up.
Yeah, again, I think great intercept by Darebin there, but what I'd love to see is for them to just bring the ball off the line, and they need their offside runners to really try and get out into space and open the ground up for them.
Mifsud, Spiteri. Ball now came out to Bunker. He gave a handball off to Spiteri. Pops inside forward 50. Hashonga Gibb. She kept her feet. They need to get rid of it now, the Dogs. Sitting on top of it. Ball spills back out. Hashonga Gibb just heard a voice. Handballed it out wide. Taken off the ball without the footy with Southgate. Umpire calls play on. And we'll have a ball up. Stoppage inside 50 for the Falcons here. Fowler reaches over the top of Hashonga Gibb, bounces back to Fowler, just gets boot on ball, sends it outside the defensive 50. The Falcons have got some numbers. It's about 3-on-1, tapped towards the boundary line by Jesser, and we'll have a boundary throw in. I don't think it was a disposal, no, so we'll throw it in. On that half forward flank for Darebin. Fowler and Egan again. Egan assumes front position, tried to take it out of the ruck, just tapped it down to Mifsud, who went one way then the other and sent a torpedo inside forward 50. Hashonga Gibb is there, doing really well at ground level. Was Davies, got the handball off, sold her teammate into a little bit of trouble. Strong tackle then by Sansonetti, and we'll have a ball up about 20 metres out.
Yeah, loved that from Mifsud to just take the game on, try and get the ball as close to their goals as possible.
It's going to be a free kick to Sansonetti. Might have been for holding the ball. Just had a good opening 7 minutes of this second term. Long ball outside defensive 50. Livingston will be the first one there for the Dogs. Gathers, handballs it over the top. Finds a teammate in Taylor. Down the Hawkins wing, sends it long. No one home. Mark taken by Lennox.
She's been really impressive, Lennox, for Darebin down the back under a lot of pressure and just able to absorb it and read the cues really nicely.
Great kick as well inside the centre square to Egan, who took the mark, gets the ball moving forward. Taken here on the lead by Southgate. Got numbers on inside forward 50. Needs a kind bounce. Here does Vincent. Pops it to the top of the goal square, I should say, and the mark taken by Fowler as well. So just getting back once again to help the defenders is Fowler.
Yeah, her work rate's been outstanding there, but I also just wanted to say quickly that it was really nice of Darebin to just take the ball off the line. I feel like they have been kicking it deep and it's been getting intercepted, so good to see them trying something different.
They were able to get it inside their forward 50 as well, so maybe something that they can use. They might be about to get opened up though. Bradbury goes out wide to Livingston, inside the centre square, swings onto her left, pops it into the path of a teammate, but getting back, taking the mark is Ryan at centre half back. Looks for a target, couldn't find one. The Bulldogs have got numbers out the back. Barker gathers, just came on the ground. Almost slipped over O'Donnell, but got the handball and got the 1-2 as well. Chips it over the top. Couldn't find the target at centre half forward. Picked up here, gathered by Tab, took a bounce, has the vacant goal square and misses to the right-hand side.
Oh, she had a teammate just above her to the right where she could have just popped that handball over and she would have been running into an open goal. So, bit of a missed opportunity for the Dogs.
I think it was Jessa that would have run into her second goal. Lennox will bring it in for Darebin. Egan will set herself. Didn't actually fly for it in the end, and Fowler stayed down. Tapped it. Mifsud was there. Missed the ball, did Hibbert, and then dragged it in. Might be in trouble here. Will be. It'll be a free kick to the Western Bulldogs. So the free kick going to go the way of Barker. No, it's going to go the way of Fowler.
And they're 1-on-1 here at the moment. The Bulldogs. I'd love to see her get the footy into those contests.
She does so. It actually cleared the pack out the back. Hibbard, she's there. Ryan gathered. Dodd gathers. Should kick. Finishes it. Some good pressure inside forward 50 for the Western Bulldogs. And Rain Dodd finishes the work and kicks the Dogs third. 3-3-21 to 1 behind. The Falcons 10 gone in the second.
Yeah, Fowler's been really impressive for the Bulldogs so far in this game. She's up to 11 disposals and just really love seeing her work rate to get back, support the defence, and even just then identifying that they had one-on-ones ahead of the footy and just getting the ball in rather than needing to take the ball off the line. And I think from Darebin's point of view, it'd be good to probably see their wingers or their offside runners working back when the Dogs do have that free kick, just to support the defence, because, yeah, tough to defend when it's so close to the goal square, just one-on-one.
Absolutely. You can see Egan leading the hit-outs 15-7 over Fowler, but looking at clearances, the Falcons, they've got an 11 to a 16-5 lead in clearances, but it's just not turning into scores at the moment. Now, on broadcast side, Barker having herself a good afternoon. Spills out to Lear. Dodged one tackle, popped it inside forward 50. Ryan has to sit underneath it. Coming up to meet it was Sandrell at ground level. Lennox is there. Got the ponytail out of the headlock and was able to get a clearing kick. Sitting underneath it here was Crook. She's looking for a teammate and got a little handball out just in the nick of time. Goes back into O'Donnell, who was already being tackled. Spills forward. Lear. Dodd, the latest goal kicker, is wrapped up. Ball spills out. Umpire says play on, let it go. Out comes Klingbeil, goes straight up, straight back down. No mark. DeMatteo shrugs a tackle, gets it, ball moving forward. Sitting underneath it, taking the mark is Vincent. Got one-on-ones in there, got to get it in quickly. Ball spills out here by hand to Bunker, who pops it inside forward 50. At the back, Hishongwa Gibb tapped it onto her own advantage. Still trying to get in front. Doing well was Crook at ground level. Gathers, handballs it out wide. Wrigley can run away with it. Get the ball outside defensive 50. Couldn't find a target. One-on-one again. Strong tackle on McLeod. Ball going to come back inside forward 50. It'll be Bunker who sold some candy. Swings onto the left. Top of the goal square. Hishongwa Gibb was in there. O'Donnell at ground level gives it off to Livingston by hand. And away go the Dogs through Bishop. She can give it back to the running Livingston. She'll want her left. Does so. And then puts it straight down the throat here of Jessa. The mark was dropped and now it gives the Falcons a chance, and that should be a push in the back, a relieving free kick for Darebin.
Livingston's been really impressive off half-back for the Bulldogs as well, and I think we can see with the team stats, the Dogs are just way up on disposals. They're probably using the numbers around the ball a lot better than Darebin are.
They're going to go inside 50 again to the one-on-one. Sansonetti, Hishongwa Gibb at ground level. Who's there? DeMatteo got down. She doesn't want to gather it, but she doesn't want it to come out, and she did that really well. We'll get a ball up about 40 out from the Falcons' goal.
Yeah, just a couple of times the Darebin Falcons have gone inside 50. They're probably going inside a little bit slowly at the wrong times when they do have one-on-ones, and then too fast when they've got no one ahead.
Yeah. Dived on it, and a free kick will go the way of the Western Bulldogs. There's been a couple of occasions where they could have gone forward. They had numbers out on this broadcast side a moment ago and didn't even look out on this side. So just need a quick scan and make the decision. Kocciak on her right to half forward. And that will be a lasso. That's come off the boot here of Wrigley. So the free kick's going to go the way of Kotagoda. In fact, it'll be Lowy who it'll go to and pops it to half forward, but there are a lot of blue jumpers around. I was going to say there are a lot of red, white and blue jumpers, but there are a lot. Back with the flight, couldn't take the mark, was Myers, but was able to get the ball to ground level now with a ball up inside the centre square. So 14 gone. Falcons just with the one behind. Had it inside 50 a few times this afternoon. Thumped it out of there. Was Kotagoda to centre half forward. Sansonetti. She stood under quite a few high balls today. Got taken off it on that occasion. Went back in. Asiak in there as well for the Dogs. Will have a ball up. Can the Falcons get some reward for effort? They've been getting it inside 50 quite a few times. Egan down to Mifsud and then set sail. Hashongwa Gibbet had front position, might get the free kick for the hold at the top of the goal square and will, which will present the Falcons with their first real goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, like you said, some nice reward for effort there. It feels like they've started to bring back a little bit of momentum in this game, and inside 50s are actually equal for both teams.
Ava Hashongwa Gibb from about 20 out, directly in front. That's come off the side of the boot and missed. Felt like she may have got a little bit too close to the mark there, and that is an opportunity that they needed, that they've missed. O'Donnell will take it in, will bring it in for the Dogs. The open side is the direction she's going. There's no one out here, so I don't know. Is she putting it into the path here of Wrigley? She's over-kicked it, went without it, did Ryan. Wrigley comes in. It might just work out in the end. So Wrigley has it. She's got no one to kick to, so just kicks it to green grass. Bunker will be the first one back on the half-back line. Has some teammates calling for it. Did it all herself. Goes long down the line. Thumped away at ground level to Paquette. And now Hashongwa Gibb has a little bit of space. Could kick it into the path of Lowy, who could go. Couldn't take the mark. Sansonetti got the fist in, and now Livingston on the half-back line has time to gather.
Oh, they had such a good opportunity. Then they were absolutely out, but slightly just off on the kick, and the Dogs are away through the middle.
Sansonetti did a great job. She had two to patrol, and she made the right decision coming forward and got the fist in the nick of time as well.
Yeah, read the cues really well and just came off just in time.
They able to help the Western Bulldogs inside the centre square. Egan wins it down. Bunker wrapped up by Livingston. Ball up again.
Again, I think with Darebin, they've done really well to get back and support at ground level, particularly Ryan off the half-back flank and Bunker from the midfield. But I'd love to see them use the hands and use the numbers that they have at the contest before they kick long to the Bulldogs' outnumber.
Lowy inside 50. You may have got one high from O'Donnell, who just wanted the footy more. Got it out to Livingston, who's owned that half-back flank and that wing. Strong tackle. Free kick will go the way here of the Falcons. Goes inside forward 50. Back with the flight. Sliding in Sansonetti. Love to see how many marks and disposals she's had. She's called to play on. Goes down the line. Dangerous kick. Might be coming back through Dado.
Well, she is on 5 marks so far. 7 kicks. She's read the play really nicely.
Free kick going to go the way here of the Western Bulldogs. Klingbeil down the line. There's another whistle. May have been dropped after it, so down the field. Might be some frustration just coming out in the Falcons forwards at the moment. Out on centre wing. Mark taken by Lear, who wants to bring it inboard. We've seen this quite a few occasions from both teams. This time the mark taken by Bradbury. Lear runs past for the handball. Might get it eventually. Does so and then ran into a little bit of trouble. Has to go back out from where she came. Livingston on that centre wing. She's playing well. Long ball down the line. Front position. Strong mark taken. 50 out from goal with Sandrell. She's got the lead on into the pocket. Couldn't quite find the target here in McLeod. Ball spills out. Dodd one way, the other. Could split them. Handballed it to space. And then Tab got it back. Dodd just got back off her feet. Mifsud's there to clear it for the Falcons. And now they can run off the half-back line. Through Bunker. Just pops it into some space. The race is on. Dupaquette, Sansonetti. Dupaquette first there. Sansonetti brings her down. we'll call it a 0-0 draw and a ball up.
The Dogs were actually out then. They had a spare. I'm not sure. I think they've been coming from the winger working hard and probably just needed to wait a few seconds longer to get the ball over to her. But again, we just see Darebin trying to come through the middle of the ground, and the Dogs defenders are just getting back so well. They probably just need to take a little bit more time, use the numbers that they've got around them.
Yeah, once they're out there, it's maybe they've got too many options and not sure where to go, just rushing it.
Yeah, I think sometimes it can feel a little bit as a forward as well. If your team's not getting results, you sort of feel like you need to come back and help defensively. And actually, they really just need to hold their structure, stay on their player to make sure they've got good representation forward.
Livingston ground level, brought to ground. Ball spills out. The Dogs, they'll take the advantage. Bishop got it off and doing well. Little hand in the back, but the mark's going to be paid nonetheless to Myers. Inside the centre square. Into the last 15 or so seconds. Gets it out to centre wing. Barker. She'll go back, fetch it. Went without it. Now Bishop can run to 50. Pops it inside. Who's there? Sandrell couldn't quite get there in time, and that is the opening half done and dusted. Western Bulldogs doing all the scoring. 3-3-21. They lead the Falcons 2 behinds. That first half, the Falcons had a few opportunities and missed them, especially Shonga Gibb from almost the top of the goal scorer in that second term.
Yeah, I think when you're just feeling the pinch a little bit, it's obviously a lot more difficult to sort of concentrate and execute under pressure. So it's a shame that they missed that one. I felt like the Falcons really brought a lot more energy in that quarter and were able to put more pressure on. I'm not sure exactly, but I feel like they may have had more inside 50s compared to the Dogs in that quarter, so it's a shame they couldn't quite execute. I'd love to see them use the numbers around the contest a bit more before they kick it forward to the Bulldogs' outnumber, and they're working back really hard to get that outnumber.
In terms of all the stats, they are relatively even. Inside 50, 17 to 16 in front of the Falcons. Free kicks, 10 apiece. So the hit-outs well and truly on top for the Falcons.
Yep.
The clearances, they're well and truly on top as well. It's just the scoring they need to get on the board. 3-3-21, the Western Bulldogs. The Falcons 2 behinds. Opening half done. We'll be back with the second half after this break. home game up against the Western Bulldogs at Whitten Oval. And at halftime, the Dogs 3-3-21. They lead the Falcons 2 behinds alongside ex-Giant, now Saint, Nicola Barr with me this afternoon. Nicola, what have you made of the first term? What are you looking forward to in the second?
Yeah, obviously both teams really want to get the win today. You would anyway, but particularly after their last couple of weeks. I think what the Bulldogs are doing really well is using the numbers when they've got them around the contest. In terms of disposals, they're on 148 and the Falcons are only on 106. So I think the main difference that we're seeing is the Dogs are using their numbers, and it means when they go forward, they're equalised up the front there and they can score. Darebin, on the other hand, is probably just trying to kick too much rather than actually use the hands around the contest to try and get an outnumber.
Georgia Livingston leads all comers on the ground with 14 disposals, coming off 16 last week against Collingwood. She's patrolling the wing and the half-back line. She is starting out on that far side wing, which is the Doug Hawkins wing, of course. We're back to start this game. Fowler roving her own handball. I feel like I've said it 5 or 6 times so far today. The Falcons can clean up on the half-back line through McClure. Gets on to Mifsud, now to Bunker. She pops it on her left, inside the forward 50. Sansonetti again, read it best, in front of Southgate. Takes the relieving mark. Can go laterally if she wants, and does so. Finds Ashiak. Fowler all by herself on centre wing. Had time to look behind her and then drop the mark. Goes out wide. Cut off by hand by Lennox, who couldn't quite get a clean disposal out. Wrapped up was Spiteri. Just handballed it towards the boundary line. They'll be trying to keep this one in or just get tackled across the line. Keeping it in play was Crook. Handball out. Lear's in there. Bunker's in there. Bunker has her around the neck. Didn't get the free kick. Spiteri couldn't find a teammate. There in Dado. Ball spills back out. DiMatteo pops it onto her boot. Inside forward 50. A one-on-one. Gets out the back. Who's there? No one there for the Falcons. Sashongwa Gibb got rid of her opponent, then socketed off the ground and kicks the first for the Falcons this afternoon. Sashongwa Gibb. Perfect start in the opening 2 minutes of the third term. They move to 1-2-8, the Falcons. The Dogs 3-3-21.
Yeah, used her body work really nicely then, just pushing the Dogs player off the footy and just getting a foot to it. And I love the start that Darebin has brought here. They're going really direct to goal and making sure they go fast so that they're kicking to one-on-ones rather than giving the Bulldogs time to get back and outnumber them.
So they're able to get the turnover on centre wing, move it forward, and like you said, just the body work of Hashongwa Gibb there, too strong. And got the goal that she probably should have kicked in that second term. Gets it back to a 13-point margin.
Nothing worse when you've missed one. You know you should kick, so nice for her to get that one on the board.
Egan and Fowler. Egan won it down. Mifsud in the middle of the ground, being held on to. Didn't get the free kick. That one was almost scooped out, went straight to Fowler, who just snapped on her right. Stuck a boot out. There did McClure, went forward. Dado now comes out to Dodd, and there's Livingston out on the wing. Got the handball to the running Barker, who goes to the half-forward line. One way, then the other, comes back to Livingston. I'm not sure anyone's been within 5 metres of her so far in this game. Goes long down the line on her left. There wasn't a mark taken. A little scrap on the half-forward line, and umpire calls play on, and ball spilt out as well. Umpire now will come in, cross his arms. We'll have a ball up on the painter 50.
Yeah, loving Livingston's work rate and her agility around the ground as well. She's able to get back and support her defenders, get forward and just make sure that they're outnumbering at every contest.
Umpire's found a free kick. Will go the way of the Western Bulldogs. It'll be Taylor to take it. 50 from goal. It's going to go very short. Fowler made a little bit of space. About 45. There's no one on the mark, so he just takes the advantage. Set sail. Got the distance. Misses to the left-hand side.
That would have been an outstanding goal, but I think good decision for the Dogs to just pick off that smaller one because Darebin was able to get an extra number back and they would have otherwise kicked straight to an outnumber.
Lennox brings it in, finds McClure short inside defensive 50. Dado offers a short lead, decides to go inboard. Dangerous, but did well enough, did Ryan. Still inside their defensive 50 though. Egan calling for it long. Came off the side of the boot. DeMatteo has to set herself and took the mark as well. Sandra was coming back. Couldn't get an effective spoil, so DeMatteo goes very short to Mifsud. Dropped it on the point of the square. Now they've got trouble to the Falcons. Mifsud goes back in, dives on it. We'll need to get rid of it, and did. Back in there was Kotagota for the Falcons. Trapped it in. We'll have the ball up.
Yeah, even then, I'd really love to see Darebin. There was a player on their half-back line who just sort of didn't call for the ball, and I'd love to see them get the ball off the line, change lanes to open up the game.
Egan gathers, just thumps it on the boot. Livingston sits underneath it, couldn't take the mark, and then was bumped off it. Spiteri goes out wide. Here's Southgate. Should get there first for the Falcons. Does. Chips it over the top. Paquette is on the lead. Dado is there as well. We'll need to get this in play. Didn't, and that'll be a lasso with about 30 centimetres to spare. Western Bulldogs with the free kick. Wrigley has it. She's playing well as well across that half-back line. Goes short, and Fowler, who keeps finding space. Plays on. Pulls the trigger down the middle, but only as far as Bunker. She can go quickly, but it's a 2-on-3. Doesn't need to. She's going to get the 50-metre penalty.
Really well read by Bunker there, just to take that mark, pick off the 45 kick. The Dogs are taking the game on, but if Darebin can read the cues and make sure that they disrupt that ball movement, they're going to create some nice opportunities.
The skipper, Caitlin Bunker, from the top of the goal square, pops it through, and it's 2 in a row for the Falcons. 2-2-14 to 3-4-22. It's an 8-point ball game, 5.5 gone in the third.
Yeah, really leading the way there, Bunker. She's up to 15 disposals, and now with the goal as well, she just gets in and under and is able to read the cues really well, and great pick off, and probably, always nice to get a 50-metre penalty as well.
Makes life a little bit easier. She's really stepped up since that second quarter, I've found.
Yeah.
Across that half-back line, really leading from the front and through the middle as well. Looking for their first win of the season are the Falcons. Dogs looking for their second, obviously coming off a heavy defeat last week to Collingwood. It's just starting to cloud over and look a little bit foggy and misty here at Whitten Oval. Fowler in the ruck, couldn't gather it. Egan could though. Pops it on the boot. O'Donnell couldn't take the mark. Lowey's there, gave away the free kick for the push or the chop. And O'Donnell takes the free kick. Looking all of a sudden quite dangerous and eager to get that ball moving forward are the Falcons. Spiteri at ground level. Gathers, has a teammate on over the top. That's Ryan. Got round 1, 2, then heard a voice. It was the voice of McLeod, though, for the Bulldogs, who handballs it backwards. That one's going to be turned over. Ryan almost taken without it there by Taylor, who went back in. Spiteri. Now we wrapped up, and the umpire this time will ball it up on centre wing, broadcast side.
Lowy, a nice up-and-coming player for the Falcons. Darcy Vesio's cousin, I believe.
There we go. Okay, well, going to have a lot of talent then. Ball up centre wing. Just tapped into space of Taylor, who's trying to keep that ball in front of him. It's almost dragged down without it. Umpire let it go, and we'll now ball it up again.
I really like how Darebin are taking the game on in this third term so far. They're being a lot more direct with their ball use, which means they're able to get even numbers ahead of the ball, and they're creating scoring opportunities.
Boundary thrown at the interchange gates. Doing well around the stoppages as well. The Falcons, as we said, leading hit-outs, leading clearances, haven't been able to convert that into scores until this term. So boundary thrown right on centre wing. Fowler out the back. Get a clean take on it. And held up. We'll have a ball up again. It was Stevens that was wrapped up for the Falcons.
It does look pretty slippery underfoot still. I know that the deck looks like it's in great condition, but I can see that it is pretty hard to keep your feet, and the ball is really slipping around.
It's like a new cherry on the first day of the test in Perth. It is just skidding along.
As the rain is just settling in as well.
I was hoping it wasn't just my eyes that were making it look a little bit misty and
Things
foggy.
aren't blurry, don't worry.
Mifsud with the one-handed pickup in the rain, got it out to Ryan, pops it on her boot, comes up, takes the mark here to Stevens. Again, got one-on-ones forward of the footy. We'll chip it short to Bunker. Called to play on, not 15. Got round one tackle, handballed it looking for Dado. Fowler off the ground. Ryan will be the first one there. Handballs it back to Stevens. She pops it to the half-forward flank. Out the back is Lau. He might land in her lap. Couldn't. At ground level, got bumped off it. Picked up did Egan. Stripped of it. Umpire calls play on. There's numbers around for the Falcons. Dado gathered, wrapped up with a strong tackle there by Wrigley. And we'll have a ball up about 50 metres out from the Falcons' goal.
Great attack on the footy from the Falcons players here. I have a feeling this rain might suit them.
O'Donnell went without it. Ball at ground level, shoved in the back, and then dived on as the rain does come down a lot heavier now.
And it's a close game as well, so this rain is going to create even more of a contest. And like I said, I have a feeling it could suit the Falcons a little bit more because the Dogs have been able to move the ball openly and freely, and this rain settling in probably means they're not going to be able to do that quite as much.
Be a bit more of a scrap. Got a boundary throw in on the inside forward 50.
If I was a Darebin player, I'd be pretty happy with these conditions, I reckon.
Picked up and dragged down was Klingbeil. Still 50 metres out from the Falcons' goal. Egan on all fours on the inside forward 50. Picked up here by Lennox. Pops it to the hot spot. Who's there? Demateo will be first one. He's absolutely belting down now. Kept the ball in front of her. Couldn't gather it. A little soccer came out, and then there's a free kick for a hold. And it's going to go the way of Monique Demateo. She is about 35, 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. There's no wind. It's dead still. The rain is coming down.
There is no wind, but the
vertically.
ball might be a bit heavier at the moment. Demateo back in the side today, and I believe the leading goal scorer of 2024.
Yes, she was. She, as you said, didn't play last week. Back in today. This to bring it back to a 2-point margin. From about 45, set sail, gets a good piece of it, and misses to the right-hand side. There's no issues with the distance.
No. Thought she was on then.
So, it is all being played in the forward half for Darebin in this third term. It's a 7-point margin, 11 and a half gone in the third quarter. O'Donnell with the kicking in duties. Goes long. Egan sets herself, couldn't take it, tapped it down to the path of Spiteri, who had to get rid of it before she was tackled. Lear for the Bulldogs goes on the left. Livingston, front position, couldn't take the mark. Who's there for the Falcons? McLennan. Livingston soccers it off the ground, now leads the race, soccers it off again, just wants to get it out of her defensive 50, lays the tackle on McLennan, and we'll have a ball up about 60 out from the Falcons' goal.
Yeah, Darebin really starting to put more pressure on the Bulldogs here. Inside 50s wise, they're 23 up to 17 for the Dogs. So definitely putting some more pressure on and keeping it in their forward half.
Another ball up. See how long this rain hangs around for.
Looks like they've sent a spare back as well, probably just to try and intercept the Bulldogs and just support them a little bit more. I know they've evened up here.
So boundary throw-in. Half forward for Darebin. Done all the attacking in this third term. On the point of the square, Egan and Fowler. Egan won it down. Spiteri was there, couldn't gather it. It'll be like a bar of soap. McLennan was clean, handballed it, and then umpire said holding the ball, didn't get a hand to it. Free kick will go the way of the Dogs. Going to go the way of Fowler. Goes out wide, Livingston all by herself. She has been so often today. On the left down the line. Big fist, and then out the back, Lennox can run onto it. Not going to be the first one there, but kept her feet. Couldn't gather it, looked for the free kick. Spiteri was clean. A little handball came out wide. Myers underneath it, dragged down, and a ball up. Now this time on the half forward for the Dogs.
And again, we can just see Fowler using the lateral numbers in Livingston just before, and it just means that every time they go forward, they're not letting Darebin get an extra back because they are using the numbers around them.
Myers tries to get the ball out and did. The Falcons have got numbers. Bunker, tuck the head, won't get the free kick. Yes, she will. A little bit clumsy was Tad. And now Bunker on the half-back line has the free kick. Goes short and out wide. Fowler. Gee, the work rate is exceptional by Fowler today. Getting back, helping out the defenders in the ruck, and then the spoil there on the half-forward line.
Yeah, Egan probably just above her in terms of the hit-outs, 23 to 18. But I think, yeah, Fowler is definitely ahead in terms of her work rate around the ground, her ability to read the cues, and I think we're just seeing her AFLW experience come in really handy here for the Dogs.
Livingston couldn't gather it, was bumped off the footy. A handball came out. Barker's there. Couldn't gather it. Now Dado needs to be careful. Dived on it, slid in. Probably lucky on that occasion. We'll have the ball up inside the centre square.
Dado is, it's her second year on the list, I believe, and she absolutely loves to tackle and smash through traffic, so she'd probably be pretty pumped about these conditions, I reckon.
So, Bulldogs have been able to move the footy inside forward 50. We'll have another stoppage, and this could be the game, or the way the game's going to be played for the next quarter and a half in these conditions. Stoppage heavy. Lear gathered it like it was a dry footy. Snapped around on her right. It was partially smothered. Went to go back in, and again, we're going to have another ball up. Been able to flow some of the movement of the Falcons in the last 5 or so minutes. Kicked out of mid-air. A handball comes out to Lear. Oh, she may have spent it before she had it. Got the handball. Missed the target. Dado now gathers. She was brought down. Lear with about 3 or 4 efforts in that passage of play. Holds it up, and we'll have a ball up again.
Yeah, that rain sometimes just makes you feel like you got to rush some things sometimes, but I think just got to make sure you spend more time over the footy.
Fowler came out to Cococcio. Goes out wide. Unable to keep the ball in play there with Spiteri. And a boundary thrown left forward pocket for the Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, they'll be excited about this. It's been a while since it's sort of been stuck in there, forward 50, so they'll be looking to lock this in and try and make the most of the opportunity.
Fowler front position. Hibbert over the top. Probably won it down, only as far as Bunker. Needs to be careful. Cococcio got the ball on boot, but only as far as Asiak at centre half forward. They'll get back in numbers, the Falcons. Will want to move it quickly. Egan got back. Sandrill's there. Snaps on the right. And now at ground level, Barker, Egan picked up, held up. And Barker, the strong tackle, able to force a stoppage. Egan wins it down. Might have to go to her own roving. Had the headband almost pulled off, and we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, it just looks like the Bulldogs have sent an extra back, probably just to try and cope with these conditions. They've obviously got the lead at the moment.
Bunker went in there. Ball spills out. Needs to be careful. Vincent got boot on ball, cleared the defensive 50. But the Dogs have got the numbers. O'Donnell by hand goes out wide. Found a target in Wrigley. Handballed it to Bishop. Bishop to Livingston. Set up beautifully here for the Bulldogs. To the top of the goal square. Out the back, Egan just fell into her lap. And now Myers gets it on to Kotagoda. That's a kick in hope. Hasn't cleared the defensive 50. Bishop. Break a tackle. Top of the goal square. Myers juggled. Couldn't take the mark. Socketed off the ground. All of this happening at the top of the goal square for the Western Bulldogs. Umpire's going to come in and ball it up about 9 metres out.
Yeah, we can see because the Bulldogs have sent an extra back, it just means when Darebin is trying to kick forward, the Dogs, even if the footy goes to ground, they've just got the numbers there to be able to work the ball out, move the ball laterally and get a repeat entry. So Darebin's just going to have to think through a little bit more of how they move the ball out of the contest here.
Myers with the kick in. It was rushed over. Mark was dropped inside the defensive 50. Strong tackle by Jesser. Umpire crosses the arms. We'll have another ball up. Back out to an 8-point lead. We've got it just over a minute and a half. Egan didn't quite get a hand on it. Was unable to clear the defensive 50 in the ruck. A looping handball is a dangerous one. And a strong tackle and a ball up once again. I think the Falcons will just try and hold this up for the next minute. Dogs in a scoring opportunity. Tab went without it, a handball. She'll go again, gathered it, gave the handball off. Bradbury comes in, and the goal kicked by Lear. It was the goal that the Dogs need. Bradbury out to Lear. And the Western Bulldogs get it back out to 14 points. 4-5-29 to 2-3-15. 19 gone in the third.
Yeah, after a strong start, the Dogs just are making more of their opportunities that they get. They haven't had quite as many inside 50s as the Falcons, but their ability to use the numbers that they have, work the ball through the contest with hands to get an outnumber and then kick goals has been really impressive. And I thought that rain was settling in, but it sort of looks like it's lifted a bit, which means they can probably continue to use their outnumber game, their run and carry game, which has held them in really good stead.
So Lear with her first this afternoon, and almost a needed goal for the Western Bulldogs. Had a fair bit of that play just parked in their forward 50 for the last 5 or so minutes and got reward in the end in tricky conditions. Ball up.
Yeah, and you can see the Bulldogs are immediately sending an extra behind the ball. They're just going to want to hold on to this lead here and I guess try and just slow down the game, save the game. They know they're well ahead.
Ball up, the siren will sound, and a goal in the last 60 seconds of the third term is not what the Falcons needed after they worked their way back to a 7-point deficit. But three-quarter time, the Bulldogs 4-5-29, Darebin 2-3-15 in wet and slippery conditions. Final term, what are you expecting, Nicola?
Well, I think what I'm expecting to see is Darebin to just bring a lot of the grit and fight that they have around the contest. And if the rain does sort of settle in, it's sort of coming and going a little bit. But I think if the rain settles in, their ability to fight around the contest and try and get the ball forward, get the ball going directly is going to really help them. But that last goal from the Bulldogs is going to make it hard.
It's a 14-point margin here in VFLW coverage today, afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app. Final turn coming up from Whitten Oval after this.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, shit, there's one more quarter left. It's actually been a better game.
It's been close.
Yeah.
Like in terms of, it's really wrong. It's close.
Yeah. It would have been hard to watch the Bulldogs then. Were you doing that? Actually, the Dogs have been doing well. And then yeah. Oh, they'll just send one back and just say
Man, I just want to play so bad.
I yeah. I never. Sorry. I used to. Something else.
Yeah.
But
You're not making
clearly not. I've lived here my whole life. Clearly not.
Welcome back to the coverage of this VFLW match between Darebin Falcons and the Western Bulldogs out at Whitten Oval here on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app. Nicola Barr alongside me, and at three-quarter time, the Bulldogs 4-5-29, Darebin Falcons 2-3-15. A late goal to the Dogs in the last minute of that third term to get it back out to a 14-point margin. Nicola, last term, what do you want to see?
Well, I just want to see Darebin take the game on. It's well strong around the contest is going to help them.
Ball up in the middle. Bishop gets the kick forward. Dodd, probably like these conditions, first name being Rain. Ball at ground level. Just got it out, and Bishop went and followed up her own work. Pumps it inside forward 50. Gathered by Tab, looking for a teammate in Necreb. Couldn't find it by hand, and we'll have a ball up.
And that's a great start from Darebin, just trying to get straight towards the goal, and they'll want to just lock it in there forward 50 here. You can see the Dogs have already sent an extra back, so that's going to make it tough.
Mifsud to Lennox on the left. Livingston sat underneath it. It was a 2-on-1. The one did well. Bunker gathered and then has no way of getting rid of the footy, so we'll have a ball up. 50 out from the Bulldogs goal. Fowler to come up now and take the ruck. Egan won it down. DeMatteo with the strong tackle on Bishop. Have another ball up.
I've just realised I was going completely the wrong way for a second there. I've got my bearings now.
Fowler wins it down. Dogs have got some numbers around. DeMatteo with the strength just flicked a little handball out in the path of Bunker, who gathered on her left. Down the line. Dado front position. Took it on the second, third, fourth. No. Play on. No mark, no free kick, and we'll have a ball up on centre wing. Just forward to centre wing for the Bulldogs. DeMatteo roved it well, floated one forward. Oh, perfect there by Asiak. Back with the flight, kept her eyes on it, took the strong mark into the middle of the ground, looking for Bishop. Couldn't take the mark, had some pressure come off Kotagoda. Ball goes inside forward 50 still for the Dogs. Dodd couldn't gather, has to lay the tackle on Dado, and a strong one at that. And again, we'll have a ball up inside 50. Plenty of numbers around the footy. Egan and Fowler. Egan won it down. Kotagoda, first one there, wrapped up by Barker. We'll do it again.
Yeah, I'd almost love to see for Darebin around the stoppages, Egan just really continuing to hit the ball wide, just get it out into space. They've got nothing to lose, they've got to score.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the path they should go down. The stoppage after stoppage is not going to be of any benefit to the Falcons. Out the back, gathered, got round one, did McLeod, then went outside of the boot to the top of the goal square. It's a 1-on-1. It'll soon become a 2-on-1 in favour of the Falcons. Kotagoda, one way, needs to be careful, broke the tackle, put the afterburners on, sent it outside defensive 50. Sansonetti, too strong on that occasion. Centre half forward takes the mark and just calls for a little bit of calm.
Great body work from Sansonetti. She's been really strong all day and such a senior voice down in the back line supporting Dogs.
Long kick inside 50. Egan bounced up nicely for her, just thumped it out of there, but kicked it to her opposing ruck, and Fowler takes it 52 from home. The calls to go to the goal square from the crowd. She kicked it back to Egan. Egan gets it onto Mifsud. Needs to be careful. Just chipped it, but only as far as Asiak at centre half forward. Struggling to find a target outside defensive 50. So called to move it on. Pops it into the path. Mifsud sits underneath this. Couldn't take the mark, spoiled away. Dodd gathered nicely. A little handball. Comes into the path of Klingbeil. Gathered. Wrapped up by DeMatteo. Now Bunker. Gets the ball out wide just to green grass. Livingston should be first there. She's got a couple of Falcons to deal with. Got a little handball out to Crook, who went forward to Bishop. Wants Livingston by hand and found her. Swings on to the left. Back inside forward 50. Egan will take the uncontested mark, though.
Yeah, the Darebin half forwards have got a bit of work to do here to make sure they're really creating a contest every time the Falcons try to exit, because at the moment the Bulldogs are just picking the footy off.
Back with the fly. Bishop takes a nice mark. Once again, we're playing a little bit of kick to kick. She's going to go into the middle, looking for O'Donnell. Interesting choice, but she did well. Took the mark in front of Vincent. They got numbers on in the middle. She wants to keep moving it. Went to go left, then right. Back to the left. DiMatteo to sit under this. Take the mark at centre half back. Now she looks out to her right. She has Cococcio on. Decided not to go there. Went to Mifsud instead. Just chipped it over 20 metres and goes to centre forward. Bunker was bumped off it. And now it's a 2-on-2. Ground level. Bunker laid the tackle. O'Donnell gathers. Handballs it off to Bishop. Bishop over the top. Finds a teammate in Klingbeil. Underneath that was Tab. Thumped it inside the forward 50. Lennox almost scooped it up. Egan went to handball it. Decided to gain some territory by foot instead. Gets out the back, and now the Falcons can go. Vincent. And now the race is on. Shongwa Gibb won't get there in time. Got out the back. Picked up by Crook and gave a little handball off. They're not out of danger just yet, are the Dogs. Keeping it in front was Wrigley. Ball still inside play, and then looking for the try was Wrigley. And got it. We'll have a boundary throwing.
Oh, I thought she might have just been about to get done for diving on the footy, but love the way Darebin's just taking the game on and trying to go direct to goal here, because they're looking dangerous when they do.
There's no point playing the width. They go direct like they just did, and the ground opens up when you do. Egan did well. Came out to Langham. Then Mifsud by hand. Ball inside forward 50. It's a one-on-one. Bumped off it. DiMatteo gathers. She's wrapped up immediately. Tries to get a handball away. Not sure she did. Vincent in there as well for the Falcons. Wraps it up, and we'll have a ball up. About 20 out from goal.
Again, just going direct to goal, and they're creating opportunities for themselves. This is a great spot for them to have another stoppage.
Shongwa Gibb maybe gave a little push in the back, went the outside of the boot, across the face of goal. Ball bounces. I'll be happy to see it across the line here, Will Southgate, and does. We'll have a boundary throw in left forward pocket as the rain comes down again. There is blue sky on the horizon.
Yeah, just trying to read the numbers for the Falcons in their back line. They've gotten extra back, but I'd love to see them get a little bit more in line with where the play is so they can intercept if the Dogs do come out.
Fowler taps it forward, but only as far here as the Falcons forwards. That one probably not 15. Ground level. Stevens gathered, then was swung 720. Umpire Pins holding the ball. Had the opportunity, didn't get rid of it. Free kick will go the way of O'Donnell here for the Western Bulldogs. No, it won't. It will go the way of Jesser. Long ball down the line. Lennox has to sit underneath it. Controlled it well, the double take. So they can go forward again. Can the Falcons to centre half forward. Back of the flight, Bunker. Didn't get the free kick. Langham was there for the handball receive, and there's a couple of players down. One of them is Bunker. The other one might be Asiak, who came from about 20 metres away to get that spoil. They're both up.
Two superstars of the VFLW.
And both had very good days today as well. Bunker really lifted in that second and third term. Ball up on centre half forward here for the Falcons. Bunker up to 19 disposals and a goal. Egan, Fowler won it down. Falcons, they've got some numbers. Picked up by Dado, inside forward 50, will clean up. Ball came out to Spiteri, couldn't get enough on it. On the right, is still following up. DiMatteo wanted the free kick for the hold, didn't need it. Snapped on the right, and not going to make the distance. Top of the goal square. Bulldogs through Livingston. Lear traps it well, kept the ball in front of her. They went on the left, partially smothered. How's the umpire going to call this one? Lasso wasn't smothered.
Wow, that was nearly goal of the year.
She did well, did DiMatteo, and she's going to take the free kick now. We get in there quickly, you feel. So pops it to the top of the goal square. Lots of numbers around. Ball gets out the back. Stays in play. Lear gathers. Wrapped up by Spiteri. Doesn't want to get rid of it. The umpire's waited a little bit. I thought he was going to make the inevitable call. He didn't. Why the ball up? Fowler wants it out of there. Spiteri went without it. Dado in there and then tapped across the line. How's the umpire see this? Throw it in. Looking dangerous at the moment, the Falcons, but they'll want to get one now. We're 9.5 into the last, and they're 14 points down. They need to kick 3 unanswered. Shonga Gibb out the back. It's a good play. There was just no one there. And then drags it back in, and the umpire will ball it up.
Yeah, I think the Falcons are just going to need to make sure that they're trying to knock the ball out at every opportunity around contests. Like, the last thing they want is another stoppage, so getting the ball out and just making it dangerous is going to help them.
It's a bit like that. Had the opportunity. It was just a strong tackle on Vincent, and we'll have another ball up.
Yeah, you almost don't want to tackle too strongly in these conditions if you're down and need to score. You sort of want to do a bit of an Oz kick tackle and just let the ball go.
Shongwagid took it out of the ruck and had a shot on goal, missed, but they'll get the stoppage as it bounces across the boundary line in the right forward pocket. Rain has stopped again.
The rain stopped, but I feel like the ball's still going to be pretty heavy and it looks pretty slippery out there.
I think so. Front position. Lear couldn't gather. Demateo, she could, and was tackled immediately. Can't get the handball free, and we'll have yet again another ball up. Klingbeil with a tackle on that occasion. Fowler front position. Went back. Got it. Got it outside the defensive 50, but only as far as Ryan. The lead into the pocket, ignored. Pops it to the top of the goal square. Numbers, Fowler with the big fist. Bunker was there, went past her. Dodd sockers it off the ground. She's got a couple of Falcons to beat. Gathered and then wrapped up immediately by McClure. And once again, another ball up.
Great intercept from Ryan. I would have loved to see her just go back a little bit more and try and get some more penetration on that kick towards the top of the goal square.
Fowler won it down over Hibbard. Livingston. She's been one of, if not the Bulldogs' best today. Locks it in, ball up.
Always easier said than done in the commentary box.
Livingston up to 23 disposals. She leads everyone on the ground. Dado wrapped up, another ball up. Just outside the forward 50 for the Falcons. Miffs it at ground level. Got it out to Spiteri. Couldn't get a clean disposal away. Fowler back in there for the Bulldogs. Hibbard miffs it. Just tapped it forward. Tapped it into the path of Bunker, who sends a long ball inside forward 50. Southgate was there. Came from about 3 deep. Vincent there as well. Wrapped up by Wrigley. Another ball up. And now the sun is out. Welcome to Melbourne, Nick.
It's perfect down here. Perfect conditions.
Ball up. Dado kept it in play and then just got boot on ball, and Southgate must have been touched, called to play on, didn't get boot on ball. O'Donnell gets it out to Wrigley by hand. Wrigley wasn't the cleanest of handballs. Livingston went and cleaned it up and got the handball there to Lear. Lear gets it to Sandrell, who had a clean disposal but missed by hand. Went back, cleaned up her own work. Lennox has got her in a bear hug, and we'll have a ball up once again, 50 out from the Falcons' goal.
Yeah, Lennox has been really impressive today, always coming forward and reading the cues really nicely, stepping forward there to make a strong tackle. And I love that Darebin seems to be holding their forward structure really consistently here. They need equal numbers here to score.
Spiteri got through a couple, set the ball forward. Demateo couldn't take the mark. She had it, and it just bounced off and across the line. We'll have a boundary throw in, 13 gone, final term.
But they're continuing to get opportunities, the Falcons, because they are holding their forwards a little bit more ahead of the ball. I think that's probably what they were struggling with at the start of the game. They continued to kick to an out number. Now they've got even numbers.
All numbers are in the forward half for the Falcons. Klingbeil needs to get rid of it. Did. Dado wrapped up by Wrigley. Now Wrigley's ended up with the footy somehow. And another ball up. About 6.5 minutes to go. The Falcons need 3 goals. Dogs are happy to just play stoppage game for the next 6.
I would be.
That's
Absolutely.
that's what we've got.
Nearly 15 points up.
Yep.
Why not? We'll just do stoppages for the next 5 minutes. Save the game. Our work here is done.
We'll have a boundary thrown inside forward 50. And like you said, Nicola, the Falcons just need to get it out into space. Because that's what the Dogs don't want. Sliding in, tap forward. In the forward pocket here, Bulldogs will be trying to lock it in. Ball comes out to Lear now by foot. Dangerous. Kept it inside their defensive 50. Langham went without it. Spiteri slipped over. Mifsud got boot on ball. Front position. Southgate takes the mark. Has to go back and kick the goal. There's a little bit going on afterwards as well.
She'll want to kick this one quickly.
Alice Southgate about to tick over 15 gone in the last. This to bring it back to 8 points. About 30 out, as good as directly in front. Has to kick it if they're any chance of winning this afternoon. The Falcons. Comes in, sets sail from 35. Not going to have the distance, and it was rushed through for one behind. Dogs will take possession. 13-point margin.
Oh, you'd have thought maybe if they'd kicked that there was a glimmer here, but it's going to be tough now, and I think Darebin just really need to make sure they're focusing on getting the ball out into space. As soon as there's a contest, just whack it out any way you can.
Better off losing by 4 or 5 goals. Go down swinging. O'Donnell got it outside defensive 50. Myers was in there, as is Ryan, who's been clean. Got round a couple. Ball was partially smothered as she goes forward. Dado needs the kind bounce, didn't get it. So has to hover over the top of it, and then almost a dangerous tackle. Might have been lucky that Ryan and Asiak were there. She actually got probably swung in to one of them and softened the blow.
I'd love to see the Falcons getting a little bit more movement around the stoppage here. You can see bunkers running through.
Came out to Asiak, who was good to Sansonetti, who's been tackled without it. Mifsud spills out. Spiteri inside forward 50, and that's just gone across the line inside forward 50, so a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, you can see Bunker, she's the captain, she's trying to lead the way here, trying to get and encourage more movement around the stoppage.
So they need space here to the Falcons. Egan tapped it, looking for Bunker. Possibly got a little bit too close to Egan on that occasion. Ground level. Dado, ball spills out. Mifsud taps it forward. It out of there. Ball will still stay in play. Ryan gathers, has Kotagona, who needs to shrug the tackle. Didn't. That ball went straight up the chimney. Dado goes up to meet it. Gathered here on this occasion by Jesser. The Western Bulldogs can move it forward. No mark taken, but they've got the numbers. Lennox gains about 40 or so metres. Asiak can go back, clean it up for the Western Bulldogs. It was partially cut off. Here's Livingston. Handballed it. It was turned over. Half forward for the Falcons. Western Bulldogs have got the numbers. Dupaquet with the strong tackle. Socket off the ground by Sansonetti. Only as far as Asiak, who can't gather it. It's a bit like a pinball machine over on the half forward flank for the Falcons at the moment. The ball is going every which way. And we'll have a boundary throw in about 60 out from the Falcons' goal.
It's the first time we've seen the Bulldogs exit their back half for a while. The Falcons have done really well to lock it in there, but I feel like they need a little bit more movement around the stoppage and continuing to just tap the ball out to create some more opportunities. We just continue to get stoppages.
Falcons lead the inside 50s by 7. They trail the game by 13. And the umpire has spent the entire final quarter with his arms crossed. Another ball up. Egan tries to just create a little bit of space. Well, handball came out. Here's Livingston. She wants 30. She's well and truly on track. Got through the hands. Lennox stuck one hand out and then just tapped it forward. Myers. As it wrapped up, ball up. Forward half this time for the Western Bulldogs.
Oh, and if you're a Bulldog, you'd be pretty happy right now with the number of stoppages you've had, and that's probably what their game plan was going into the last quarter, just continuing to get repeat stoppages, lock the ball down. They're well ahead, and it's a wet and heavy ball now. So
Langham wrapped up, and we'll do it all again. This time in the half-forward flank for the Western Bulldogs. Yeah, I think they probably looked and go, if we can make sure they don't score in the opening 5 to 10 minutes, then
We've got it in the bag.
we should be right, and it's exactly what they've done. Falcons will get the free kick through Egan at centre-half back. Into the final minute. She's turned it over in the middle of Witten Oval.
And you'd like to think that the Dogs are just going to hold this one up now.
Try and find a loose, or they want to keep running and
go handball receive. Why not?
game's done and dusted. Try and work on something there. Didn't quite pay off. Falcons will get the free kick here, and they'll go forward. They won't get the victory today. Ball inside forward 50. Sansonetti, who had a terrific opening half. Shonga Gibb gathered, couldn't find the target, but Livingston, who has been best on, I would think, today. Lennox over the top, couldn't take the mark. The Bulldogs will get their second victory of season 2026. Final siren sounds, and the Bulldogs 4-5-29. Darebin Falcons 2-4-16 in what was a terrific contest between both teams. Slippery conditions in the second half, but should look at the end. Set up in the opening half.
Yeah, absolutely, especially after last week. They would have been the had a good comeback, and I think at the end of the day they were able to make the most of the cleaning conditions early, use their hands and make sure that they were making the most of the numbers around the contest. Darebin probably not able to do that as clearly. Left it.
Wraps us up from Witten Oval. Nicola, great to have you on. We'll see you out on the field.
Oh, hopefully soon. Need a little bit of rehab, but really looking forward to starting.
Good luck with St Kilda in season 2026. It was the Western Bulldogs 4-5-29. They defeated the Falcons 2-4-16. And have a very good afternoon from everyone here at AFL.